and welcome! This is Zoo, and today we're going to be getting into Slough Creek, a Wolfquest Anniversary Edition. Open beta, of course. This will be the second episode of the series. I'm not really sure how many I'll be splitting it into this time, rather than doing part 1 and part 2 of one episode. So, please like and subscribe and enjoy the video. Welcome back, everyone. So we're gonna go ahead and show that new feature I was talking about last episode, in case you have watched it. So instead of going to the map icon on the map, which I showed you as well, from Amethyst Mountain, you can go ahead and click Slough Creek. And if you notice, our mate Spruce pops up. So I'm going to go ahead and put permadeath on again, and I'm going to put easy because again this is more of just a fun playthrough slash walkthrough. I will point out new features as I see them, so let's go ahead and get in. Alright, here we are. Another new intro screen, again with the snapshot. It will, it will say survival of the pack, and it will continue about the quest that you're currently on. It'll say a wolf's life is about one thing, passing on its genes to the next generation, which is rather important. So it says you and your mate survive the hazards of the wilderness long enough to meet each other, form a bond, and survive the winter. Now you can try to realize this goal with pups of your own. You and your mate, or partner in crime, will become the breeding pair, sometimes called alphas, of your pack. Their survival and the survival of your genetic code will be your responsibility. Even with all the dangers you have faced to reach this point, your real struggle has only just begun, and that is so true. Yeah, there's a lot of things I will point out, but we'll just kind of start and go along because there's another new feature and we need to hop right in, otherwise this is going to take a very, very long time. In fact, I may cut through if I'm just walking or running for a really long time or constantly hunting, just depends. So it says you and your mate are expecting pups. This is our first quest, by the way, establishing your territory. This is not something that was originally in Slough Creek. So you must now carve out your own territory here in the hills and meadows of Slough Creek by making scent posts. If you remember me talking about them in our previous episode, there is a new feature called scent posts, and other packs will make them in order to strengthen a hex of territory like this little icon here. And yeah, pretty exciting. So that's what I'll be doing first before I can do anything. So I believe I need about 15. And other packs are also expecting puppies, so they're establishing and expanding their territories too. I'll need to watch out for that. And you make sure you claim enough space to create a safe buffer to protect your vulnerable pups from them. So while I'm doing that, I will also be looking for a den, and I'll get into that in a moment because it's pretty exciting. So I want to explore and figure out where basically I want to establish my territory. You might find potential den sites first. You'll be alerted when you come near one. Remember when there was like 3 dens in the previous map, an episode of Slough Creek in 2.7? Or 4 if you've unlocked the secret den, spoiler alert. Yeah, that's no longer a thing. You can't just pop up the map and look around for a den site that's been located. No. You literally have to go out and look for scent view and try and find a den location. It's too easy earlier. Now it's much more interesting. So we always have to remember that potential dens will face south to catch as much of spring sunshine as possible. So if I can't quite find a den, I might want to make sure I'm looking south so that I know where it'll be. So, claim an area by marking it with raised leg urination. Again, peeing on trees, rocks, any other place. This is something a dog will do too if you're curious. This is an educational game, so again, there are a bit more appropriate terminologies and natural facts here that may not be accepted or children content. So anyway, we have howling and hunting, and simply your presence in the territory will also affect it. So I'll be doing a lot of howling. Warning for your ears. So you can track your progress on the world map. It'll say percentage when you run over your mouse over it. So Yeah, so I need to have exactly 15 hexes with 50% strength, or if I wanted to get more, I can. But 15 hexes is required. So, a funny story, back when I was testing this, beta testing this before, because when it first came out I wanted to play it, I also wanted to record it, but I was like, may want to wait just in case there was a few bugs, and there was a really big one. And essentially, in easy mode, we were struggling to maintain our territory, and that was because it was set way higher on degrading on the territory axis. Extremely painful. It took way too long to get territory. Hopefully though, that should be fixed now and it won't take as long. So here we are. We're gonna be off and find it in. And if you can see, Spruce has joined us. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and somehow slowly get down this hill, maybe slide a bit. Don't really know what direction I'm gonna go to. Trees look a little bit funny, but maybe because I lowered some of my graphics. Some grass here and there. Detail on the river is beautiful. Okay, so obviously me and my mate, Spruce? Oh, there he is. Are probably pretty hungry. So I'm gonna go possibly find some food. But as you can see, I got the general idea. And yes, this is how you make a scent post. You double tap P. Anyway, so you will now see that I have 1 hex of territory at 75%. So ideally what I have found is I want it to obviously be around my den, but I can mark as I go. Anyway, so I'm going to be looking for den scents, because while I'm doing this, it might take a while, but I'm also going to be looking for food. Some moose. It could be useful. Let's go ahead and follow that. This, of course, could be a bad idea. Some of the rivers are frozen too, so that's nice. Icy food. I'll go over here and do that. So when you get a nearby den, it will warn you. However, you'll have no way of looking on the map and knowing. So it'll say den nearby on this little icon beside your compass, as well as says nearby den. You'll have a pop-up. And it says here, there's a potential den site nearby, try to find it. The den icon below the compass will brighten as you get closer. The closer you are, the darker the icon glows. So dens do emit floating scents and are visible in scent view when you are close to it. So, oops. I'm gonna go ahead and eat first, and then I'm gonna go look for this den. Different dens have, different types of protection, so this gets really important. Sometimes you might be more in danger of cougars and strange wolves than you are eagles and bears, maybe. Oh, there's an eagle there. Hello. Very interesting. Hungry foxes too. I think I'll leave them to it. So I'm now gonna look for this den site, and basically the compass will grow darker as I get closer to it, like it just did now. There should be a scent view. Oh, okay, so it's rather close. Ah, there we go. So they're like white colored, and I'm sliding down the mountain. Come on. No! Okay. Oh wait, I think... Alright, so right in this... Ah, here we go. So, now that I have located my first den, it should be... I'm sitting on top of the marker, but it should be on the map now. Yeah. So I can now choose this den if I wanted to. And I actually do kind of like this den just because of how close it is to the main spawn area, as well as how good the hunting will be later in spring. But I have much more dens to choose. So I'm going to open my journal and go ahead and show you basically what it is. that is required. So I need two, I have 2 right now, but I need 15 territory hexes claimed. And they need to be strong enough. Right now they're a bit too weak. That's only because technically I only have 2, but... And I do need to have discovered about 4 dens. So these hexes do need to be above 50% strength, and it's pretty exciting. So we also have seasons changing now while we're doing this, so that's pretty nice. And you'll see some of the rivers will melt a bit more, and spring will eventually come, and it'll kind of come a little bit quicker, but transition just kind of like in the old game. But anyway, right now I need to do that. So I'm gonna go around and look for den sites. By the way, when you enter each hex, there will actually be a signpost mark on your compass as well. You can see it in scent view, and if it's of an opposite pack, you can actually get rid of it by, again, peeing on it. Or in this case, urinating on it. Like 60%. May need to come back later on that. Alright, I am back and I found another den. This one is a little bit different because it's actually something you may have to dig out later, and I'll show you all of that when spring comes if I decide to choose this den. Okay, I'm back and I found something a bit interesting. This looks like man-made objects. I didn't even know this was here. Porta potty. Interesting. Looks like an old campsite. I'm very curious to where Wolfquest was going with this. It's not uncommon for them to add a little special secret here and there, but this is pretty unique. Let's see. Right about here on the map. Very interesting. I have to keep an eye out on that. Alright. Let me see if I can find any more dens and I'll be right back. Alright, we're back again, and here's another den I found. Similar to the same one, definitely a dig out den, but nothing too overly interesting. Alright, I'll be back in a little bit. I think I may actually look for a different area. Hello, we're back. I ran into a wolf fight, so me and Spruce are currently dealing with it. Nice. Alright, we're back, and I found yet another den. However, I've decided to go ahead and do something that's a little bit risky. I have essentially decided that I'm going to change some of the graphic design. I'm not crashing, so I consider this mostly okay. I'm gonna go ahead and sleep so that I can make it daytime and just get some rest. I like the way it looks, much better. I'm gonna go ahead and save here. Alright, again, another one. Wait, what? Oh, okay. It's a unique den. Alright, we're back, and I found another den. This one's a bit more unique. Finding a lot of dig out dens, but this one's more like a tree den, I guess is a good way to put it. Essentially, it's a old tree, and there's a hole underneath that you can dig out later if you chose to make this your den. I'm gonna go ahead and clean the area around this spot. Alright, I'm back again. I'm going to show another cool feature. The snow is actually currently accumulating on the spruce. Because I'm a white wolf, it's a little bit more less obvious. But pretty cool feature. Just wanted to show y'all. Alright, I will be back in a bit. Alright, I'm back, and look, this is a den. Pretty big den. I might consider this one. I found yet another den. It's actually not very far from the one we just came from, so that's good. In case we had to move dens. Hint, hint, this is a bit of a spoiler. Be back in a bit. Bit of a problem there with some elk. I have found yet another den. This one looks pretty interesting. It's kind of like a broken down log. Not a bad den. And another one. Not sure if I mentioned this, but Slough Creek has gotten rather large, if you noticed. In the previous game, it wasn't so big. Remember when I said Amethyst Mountain's like 10 times bigger? I'm not sure, but Slough Creek could probably 12, maybe even 15 times bigger than the original map. It's like very big. So, go ahead and continue to mark territory. I think I've basically found a good amount of dens, and one in particular that I might want to go ahead and grab. I'll be back in a bit. Alright, another den. And another one. Alright, we have officially established a good amount of territory, and it says name your pack. This is basically indicating that you've not only found enough dens, but you've gotten a good amount of hexes covered, so... Oh yeah, don't include pack because it's added automatically. And I'm gonna go ahead and call us, let's see. So, it does give you an option to say, to choose a den or stay put, basically, and continue to expand your territory. I'm gonna say stay here because actually some of the other hexes I don't want, and I need to add more so it compensates for that. Alright, I think we can safely say we can continue our journey. And I'm gonna go ahead and click Finish Quest. So this is basically telling you that your territory has been established, and you still need to keep up with your territory, of course, even if you've finished basically establishing a territory. Amount of territory hexes. They will still degrade, and I should probably plan about 30-40% strength to go out there and remark them. So now we transition. Yes. We are now in early spring. As you notice, there are grassland as well as some melting snow. So it's about time for my pups to be born, so I need to get Star to find a den, along with her mate Spruce. So I've already found 4 dens, and I've found over 4 dens. So I think I know which one I want, but I'm gonna go ahead and go reinvestigate. As you can see, the den icons have now actually popped up on the compass, and that's kind of intentional so that you can now see all the dens you located. Getting a little distracted here, but we're heading off to get a den essentially now. I have to admit, early spring looks quite pretty. A bunch of melted snow. Some foliage here and there. Cannot wait till everything starts to get a little bit more greener. Gonna look very pretty. So, I have several options here. I think I'm gonna go ahead and evaluate this one. Actually, let's not do that immediately. So remember in Slough Creek in the previous 2.7 version that you couldn't go inside dens? Well, that's changed, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and choose this as our den. Let's see, there we go, and there's this little entry scene, and we will see in a moment what this is called. So it says your den has a name, so basically you name your den. I apologize in advance if you can hear a dog barking in the background. That would be our nuisance and worthless pet known as Penny. That'll work. We'll just call it that. So it now says basically you're ready for pups and they will be arriving soon. Alright, and we should be getting a little bit of a cutscene here momentarily. Yes. Here we go, and we have a total of 7 pups. Oh, they're gonna be a bit of a handful. If you can't tell, Spruce is actually currently in the background there. Pretty impressive. This is kind of like a snapshot. So I think you can have a total now of 7 pups, and I'm not sure what the least amount is that you can have, but yeah, in case you were wondering, in the previous game you could only have 4, always 4, and never any lower or higher number. After 9 weeks of gestation, 7 pups are born in the den. Blind and deaf, they weigh just 1 pound each. Very tiny puppies. So it says the pups must remain in the den for several weeks, eating, sleeping, and growing, gaining about 1 pound a week. At 2 weeks, their eyes open. At 3 weeks, they first emerge from the den into the sunlight. They're all dark brown now, but in a few weeks their puppy coats will emerge. These colors are inherited from you and your mate. It says now to name your pups, and you can change the names later and pack info after you're better acquainted with them. So we have a total of 4 males and 3 females. You know what, I think I'm actually going to leave them how they are, but I am going to number them so I know basically who came first. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to see if the comment section works. If y'all have any names or any specific ideas that you can think of, please let me know. There's always going to be a runt of your litter to be a little bit less healthy than the rest of your pups. Hopefully me and Spruce can keep them alive. Again, if y'all have a suggestion for the pups' names, please list them in the comment section. I will stop recording for today. We have about a day or so for y'all to watch this. So it says, now 4 weeks old, your pups are too big for the den. As they spend their days playing outdoors, socialize with them with playful motes to increase the affinity, or closeness, that's the blue bar again, of your family pack. If they're playful, play with them. If they're hungry, feed them. If they stray far from the den, go find them and carry them back. So, yeah, there are a lot of new features. This tiny little blue arrow will actually indicate while you're out when the first pup will actually be tempted to leave the den, so you'll know. But in the meantime, yeah. So pups mostly eat meat, regurgitated by you and your mate. Soon they will be weaned depending on you to bring them food. So basically you must also protect them from predators and make sure they don't become food. So at the moment I have to feed them till they're about 15 pounds and defend them and keep them safe. So I need to socialize with them to keep the pack affinity high, past that little blue arrow again, and make sure they don't wander away from the den too much as they'll hide in the grass. So I can go get food, or later when they're a bit older and get them chunks of meat and such. So there is a new feature now. Since there is a den, the pups actually go inside the den, not like the previous game. You can wolf and tell them to stay in the den, and they'll stay there until either the blue bar degrades to the point where they'll venture out even when you're not at home in the den, or when you come back and tell them to come out with that little squeaky call, which hopefully you'll get to see more of. As always, keep your territory big enough so that there is no problems. And let's see, the first time our puppies. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna call them out just so that they know. It's a little call out indication. So there's currently 4, 5, 6, and 7. I don't know. Ah, there he is. Okay, so Spruce was in the den with the puppies. Yeah, so here they are. I'm gonna save my game real quick. So yeah, as you can see, our puppies are pretty hungry, but I will leave it off for today, and I will see you guys next time. Please, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, like and subscribe. Hey guys, I almost forgot to mention, in case you didn't know the coloration for each puppy, here they are. Yeah, well, if you have any name suggestions, here are the colors. That's what I wanted to say. And I will see y'all later.